So this is an incredibly ugly stretch of buildings on Poolbeg Street. But when I was a kid, coming here, this was the Theatre Royal. And the Theatre Royal was it's the greatest, kind of the most glamorous part of Dublin. It was a huge, beautiful 4,000-seater theatre. Also had the regal rooms, a very elegant restaurant at the side. It was really the place that the ordinary kind of whatever working class people in Dublin, it was like, it would be the highlight. It would be the high point of the week or the month whenever you could get here to be able to go to see. They put on these elaborate variety shows. There were the Royalettes, who were these long-legged dancers, and the various performers, Irish performers, whoever they be, like Jimmy O'Dea and Jack Cruz. But so they were the local talent of variety artists, of singers. This would have been like it would have been the Dublin version of whatever, say, Sunday Night at the Palladium or something like that. And so it was, yeah, they had a staff actually of these dancers, and then they'd be there with the very short skirts and the kind of uniform, the kind of semi-military uniform, as I recall, was always kind of like a theme with the Royal. I still remember a clear childhood vision of being in, I must have been on the balcony, but looking down and seeing the huge, it was called the Compton organ, coming up out of the pit in front of the screen of the Theatre Royal, and this man, famous man, Tommy Dando. And he would play the music on this huge organ, and the words of the song would come up, and a dot would go across the words. And for some reason it stuck in my head, the one that everybody knew about, keep your sunny side up, up, and everybody in the audience would be singing this along. And that's my own personal, absolute vivid memory of being in the Theatre Royal. But to my parents, it was their big, kind of their one big night of the week. They would come to the Theatre Royal. But at one point in the very early 50s, there was a competition going on for the best couple, from the audience, performing up on stage. They had this competition going on. And Mum and Dad were actually got up as far as the finals. But as they were coming up to the finals, my dad fell down ill with flu. He was very ill. And yet, despite the fact that he was ill, he got out of his sickbed, went into the Royal. They got up on stage, and my mum and dad, they were Barney and Molly, and the song they sang was Molly and, well, Molly and me, and baby makes three, we're living in my blue heaven. And they won the competition. And my sisters remember, I'm the youngest in the family, my sisters remember them winning this huge Christmas hamper with all these cakes and biscuits, like tons of stuff, meat and everything. It was like probably the most, luxurious, Christmas feast that the family had seen, The problem in the end for it was that in 1961, Irish TV started, RT started, and already cinema was becoming more and more popular. And by June 1962, the theatre closed down because it just couldn't, the presenting, the staging of all of this huge variety show was too great an expense, and it couldn't sustain itself. And so in June 1962 it closed down. But the terrible thing was that within months of it closing down, they pulled the entire beautiful structure down and wound up building these god-awful things. And like in this day and age it would never happen, but sadly the Theatre Royal is gone. So